And I don't even think that's optional. You know what I mean? And like, what do you say to the people that say they can't change their environment? Is that real?
You can change whatever you want to change. You can do whatever you want to do. See, I don't know, man. Me and you a lot alike in that way. I can't be told, nah, like you couldn't, like, even when I was the fattest kid in the fucking room, you couldn't tell me that I wasn't cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You couldn't tell me that, like, nah, I'm not going for it. So my mindset always been kind of strong in certain areas, and when I turned that motherfucker up, so I just ain't never been the type of person that was like, yeah, man, but I can't. I mean, I done went through some shit, but oh well, that's why I start taking them leaps of faith because I ain't got it in me to stress out, Marissa. I just like I know I'm kind of protected. Fuck it, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I ain't getting gray hair. Like, not in my experience. Like, no, I ain't finna worry myself to death. Like, this is my personal experience. I don't even know if you other motherfuckers is out here real and y'all can just be here for test for me. Like, no, my shit
Yeah.
ain't finna be stressed out.
Yeah. 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 And like and that be the part where it's just like when people say you can't, you can't, you can't, you can't, you can't. For me, I feel like it's nothing that I can really tell you. But the thing that I see when I look at a successful people, when I look at a successful person being at where I am now, I see you probably had to go through things that people don't have to see. And the thing that I like to highlight here is just like, okay, you think you can't, you can't, you can't, you can't. Let's talk to these people that we can look at and be like, okay, you successful, you might, you know what I'm saying, whatever, whatever. But like, let's talk about how we got here. Because it's
Right,
not how you think, you know what I'm saying? It's just like we successful people start off like each and every one of us.
man.
You know what I'm saying? Each and
We
every one of us. The
we all
difference is
came
that
through here
mind.
one or two ways. C-section or through the hole. And we start off in this bitch like,
Our circumstances might be different. But even in
boy,
that case, again, with the people that I talk to on this show, shit, they come from where the fuck I come from. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all come from where the fuck I come from.
and
So I know damn well.
it's always a slippery slope to that too. So, like, let's take rich kids. Some kids be so fucking rich, it enables them, and they don't got no good creativeness or good ideas. So it's hard on them in that aspect. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it'd be a lot to it. So yeah, we start off damn near in the same boat. It's
Yeah.
what you gonna do with it.
Because everybody got their own journey. Everybody got their own journey, their own lane, their own path, they own everything. But we distract ourselves by remaining in comparison mode instead of just really like taking that time to figure out who am I, what am I want, what am I doing? You
And
know what I'm saying?
them egos is crazy, ain't they?
Yeah, because again, like you know, when I started this in the beginning, I thought I had something to prove. I don't have shit to prove. Like, you know what I'm saying? I used to love arguing all types of shit. I don't have nothing to prove. What I'm gonna sit up here and argue with you for?
Just be happy.
I'm chilling. You know what I'm saying? I'm chilling. Like, you know what I'm saying? Even having peace. Like so many people be like, oh, I can't have peace. I can't have this. I can't have that. Yes, you can. You can literally have anything that you want out of life, but it's gonna start in your mind. Whether
Yeah.
or not you choose it. And once you choose it, now it be shit that come with it. I think some people do understand it. Like I'm at a point where I want to give people more credit. Like I think some people do know that they had a power to change shit. I think they just choose not to because they know it would take work and it would make them uncomfortable.
And see, this the thing with that is, you get a person like me, right? I meditate, I meditate, I meditate. I think positive, I think positive. I preach about this, I preach about that. And then when some shit go on in my life, I'm cool, calm, and collected. And people say, well, why would that happen to him? And I would say, well, that's just a test to see if I'm really gonna put all of this preaching I'm doing to work. You know what I'm saying? I
Period.
gotta
Yeah.
see if the shit true. I gotta see if it's true. You know what I'm saying? Like, I
Yeah.
would have never been prepared to lose my father and my grandmother in a 2 month time span and been cool because I never lost nobody in my life. But once I went through what I went through and I see the bigger picture behind everything, and now I'm more enlightened, I'm cool. I'm more cool than anything. Shit, take me with me knowing more than anything. Because if you would have took them without me with the proper knowledge, I probably would have been out here tripping. You know what I'm saying? Fuck this,
Exactly.
fuck that. I don't even want to do this no more. I like nah, that don't. Cause life's still gonna go regardless, and you won't change all of this shit for you and everybody else. Like, come on, man.
Period.
And you see what life about. We are of dying people, anyways. And then I
Period.
see what they died from and what I can do to change the cycle of their sicknesses too. Like, if you change your whole the same people, because diseases aren't really hereditary. It's what you put in your body
It's
and
that
your
part.
mind frame. So if you can sit and take your whole bloodline and change every little thing that you see that's bad and it actually work, because kids are just programmed off they teachings.
Yep.
So the newer kids and the generation, you just programming them on a better way of thinking instead of the old way of your life or your family tree. Man, you done changed everything. Everybody doing better. Everybody good. Got a better mindset. They eating healthier. They know what live food is. They ain't stuck and caught off in the egos, and they can just fully spread their wings. And if you can do shit like that, that's, you know what I'm saying, part of your purpose, man. And I
Yeah.
kind of see that. I see that a lot.
Yeah, everything is a product of something else to an extent. And like we had to control to change it every time. Like why do you like I don't think anything is by accident. Like even like where, for example, people with like gentle parenting and stuff. It's just like, all right, if your parents came from a generation where they whoop ass, like you know what I'm saying? Maybe you don't want to maybe you don't want to whoop ass no more. Maybe it's just like this did nothing for me. Cause it's just like you realize that you grow up and it's just like, yeah, I got my ass whooped, but I would have preferred if they just would have talked to me
Man,
instead. So you know what I'm saying? So it's just
I
like,
sit, I sit and I watch it, man. You can just, you ever sit and just watch like shit that you know you can change?
yeah,
Like, for instance, my old dude, he was in a hospital, so I didn't. Nobody knew he had lung cancer because I like shit. 2 weeks before that, he just was beating up one of his, you know what I'm saying, peoples, and it was just funny because he older, so you don't even. He a character. He play. He jump around. You don't think nothing going on. So in his mind, he telling me, "Yeah, I'm in the hospital. Bring me some strawberry sodas, some White Castles," and he not supposed to be eating none of this shit. But in
right.
his mind, and he only in his 50s, so I'm just looking at why he dying. You know what I'm saying? He got these certain type of diseases, and it ain't because he couldn't get rid of it. It's because his mindset, and he like fuck it, and he went
Yep.
against it. You know what I'm saying? And
Yep.
I can look at that, and I can stay in that same mindset, and I can end up and never change nothing. Because if I do it, my kids gonna do it. They gonna think it's cool, and
Exactly.
if ain't nobody else smart enough, it's gonna keep going on. Because I don't know how long this crazy shit been going on before I synced it, and I just be like, nah. We supposed to be eating fruit, vegetables like the gorillas, because them motherfuckers do not die because they don't eat meat like that. Like it's it's a lot. I don't know, man. Life is crazy. I don't know why I was born in my timeline, and I see what I see, and I'm gonna change it. Like,
Yeah.
ain't no bust to it. I just understand, even with my granny, and it's like decisions. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, okay, this and this went on because of the mindset was this way, and if I know if I can change that a little bit, motherfuckers behind me won't have to worry about that though, because we only as good as our teachers. You know what I'm saying? So,
Period.
and I
Yeah.
do know that they teachings was to a cap. And they, you know what I'm saying? They ain't even had the information that me and you be talking about. So that let me know, like, maybe I need to change it a little bit more because the information that I be offering to now, nobody gave that to me. I went to go get that on my own because my teachers couldn't teach it to me. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So it's a lot
Exactly.
about life that we can change for our whole bloodlines.
Exactly. And I see myself that way. And I see myself that way. And I don't even think that, well, I don't know. Again, I see myself that way for me and my family. And like I'm almost like I see stuff where it's just like, oh, okay, because I'm getting to a point where I can look at my family and be like, yeah, all of this actually makes perfect sense. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? The way we interact, the way we treat each other, the way, you know what I'm saying, our minds work, this all makes sense. And I be having like the key where it's just like, We ain't gonna try communicate. We ain't gonna try this. We ain't gonna try that. But it's just like I know they ain't in a space where they ready to listen to me. You know what I'm saying? So I just keep quiet and watch, and I keep doing me, because to a certain extent, I feel like I make a greater impact just doing me. But I'm
Right.
fully aware that I'm a curse breaker in a sense. So then,
Yeah.
so I see my role in my family as very important, whether people see it or not, because when I have kids, it's gonna be a lot that I need to do different. When I choose a partner to have kids with, I'm gonna have to do things differently. You know what I'm saying? The way that I operate in my life, I gotta move differently, because we do some things that aren't necessarily the best for our longevity and being able to like do things. So, I very much see myself as a curse breaker, but at the same time, like that breeds what a lot of negative feelings, you know what I'm saying, that I had to work through, because it's just like, at first when you get to that point and you start realizing stuff, you be like, man, I'm going through all this because you ain't do this and you ain't do that
Nobody fault
and
but
you was
ours.
doing this. Yeah, exactly. So it's like I'm going through all of this shit because of you. And then after you learn how to forgive, you get to a space where it's just like, all right, you know what I'm saying? Like maybe you were scared. Maybe you was this, maybe you was that, maybe, you know what I'm saying, whatever. Like, I forgive you for that, but I'm going to be where this stops and I'm going to be where this changes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I meditated one time. And it was so weird because my grandmother, I'm named after my grandmother, but she passed away before I was born. And when I was a little kid, I used to always feel like she was my guardian angel. Like when I would be asleep, she would like watch over me, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it was one time recently where I was like meditating, and I was just like, God, I want to talk to my ancestors. Like I want to see my ancestors, because I was at that point where I was like, like learning how to really understanding like more and more like my grandpa, my grandma, my other grandpa, like they stories and why they did what they did and like how it affected my parents and all kind of stuff like that. And like I literally meditated. I saw every single one of them. I saw every single one of them. And I
Mm,
had a conversation with every single one of them. And
right.
my ass started crying, like for real. Like I started crying and everything, because it was just like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, even if, my parents can't forgive you, I do. Like, you know what I'm saying? Where it's just like, I get it. It's just like, you know what I'm saying? You took XYZ to your grave. Like, you know what I'm saying? We forgive you for that. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, we gonna heal this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Having that conversation is just like, because you see it where it's just like, like somebody got to break the cycle. Somebody got to break the
Got to.
cycle.
And it's finna be fun too, cause like I say, motherfucker the head now, and the way I see things, yeah, it's a mindset. I want people to be healthy. I want to be happy. But now I'm finna be the one with the financial with,
Yeah.
with like, oh yeah, it all gotta come through me now. So if you wanna come around here, you
Huncho.
got this, that, we not work around it. We ain't doing none of this in my functions. And like it's gonna be
Bruh.
hard because yeah, I'm not even finna let anybody to come after me even think it's cool to be out here dying early, even think it's cool to be out here being in the ego or shit. Like, nah, it's not cool. We going against it. You see the lifespan on the regular, like no,
Yeah.
I'm not going for it no more. You need if people had more gratitude, just think of the shit that they can accomplish and the things that are happening in their life. You get a family full of ungrateful motherfucker. Like that's why I'm glad I got the mindset that I do, because I couldn't even blow money into some toxic. Before we even come around and do XYZ, everybody got to be on one accord and we got to think like this and be marching like this. Because I'm not finna just put money into a bunch of toxic shit. That'll just blow some, like, it'll go crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. Like it's so wild. Like when I think about like where I'm at now, because I kind of see where I'm going, whether I say it or not. Like, you know what I'm saying? I see where I'm going, and I see like that being a role that I end up playing soon. But it's just like, oh, sweetheart, it's gonna look different. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna look different. I know you used to Lil Rissy. Like, we are not little Marissa. We are not Lil Rissy. We are Marissa right now.
at
You
all.
know what I'm saying? Like, it's not sweet no more. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not sweet. I'm not gonna be rude. I'm not gonna be mean. But like, we gonna call it what it is. We gonna call it what it is. And we gonna move accordingly. You know what I'm saying? Like, we ain't about to keep playing these games, because it's just like, we played the games.
It
We
don't help
stayed
nobody.
quiet and silent. It's not healing us.
It don't help nothing. It just goes on to the next person to do. And what good do that even do for you? And you the one that got to live your life knowing that you don't let it slip past you and it's gonna keep going.
Yeah.